Truck driver hospitalized following three-vehicle collision along Spur 3 Main Road. A truck driver has been hospitalized following a three-vehicle collision along the Spur 3 Hill Main Road in Manchester. The incident, which occurred at about 8:30 a.m., involved a gas tanker and two box trucks. The injured man was driving one of the box trucks. Reports are that he was driving along the roadway when the brakes failed and the vehicle collided in the back of a box truck. The impact sent the truck crashing into the back of a gas tanker. Reporters understand that the man was pinned between his vehicle and another truck for close to 2 hours as firefighters worked to extricate him. He was removed from the vehicle and was taken to hospital. His two colleagues escaped without injury. Due to the incident, the road was blocked for hours. Near the scene of the crash described the incident as frightening. Charges to be laid following massive gun and ammunition seizure at Newport West. Charges are expected to be laid against two people who were arrested in connection with Monday's massive firearm and ammunition seizure at Newport West in Kingston. 66 firearms, including 16 high-powered rifles, along with over 4,700 rounds of ammunition, were seized after authorities intercepted a container shipped from the United States. Following investigations, two suspects were arrested. Head of the Constabulary Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigations Branch CTOC, Assistant Commissioner of Police Anthony McLaughlin, said that two persons are expected to be charged in the coming days. He said other persons will also be questioned.
Right. So the two persons who have been arrested, they will be interviewed and they will be charged in the coming days. So as soon as that is done, then we will update you as to the specific charge that will be laid against these persons. And there are a number of other persons who will be questioned in connection to this fine. So once again, we are appealing to persons who want to use this road to ship firearms and other illegal things to Jamaica, that we are tightening up on the borders. We are cooperating more with our international partners. So once you try to do this sort of thing, you are going to be caught and be charged.
Lawyers for Westmoreland Cabby welcome non-custodial sentence. A good, solid, upright person is how lawyers representing Delroy Rodney, the Westmoreland taxi operator who was sentenced to pay $3 million fine after pleading guilty to causing death of 5 people, are describing him. Prior to this, his record was written. He is trying to ensure that the victims and their families don't feel insulted or left out, so he is trying to make compensation, said Lambert Johnson, one of Rodney's attorney. Rodney, who is also a deacon, was handed a non-custodial sentence during his hearing on Thursday. Describing the judge as both wise and merciful, Johnson said on behalf of the man's family, he was pleased with the ruling because this was a real possibility that he could have gotten a custodial sentence. Rodney's attorney, Anthony Faceamon, said even the victims had had compassion regarding the cabby. The sad thing about it is that the victims were passengers that he solicited. They called him whenever they wanted to go to places. So they themselves at this point in time are feeling sorry for him, but they are glad as in regards to the compensation. Johnson said the legal team had gone as far as to get over 160 signatures from committee members, including from where the victims live, on a petition requesting mercy for the cabby. The money is to be paid out on Friday, the lawyer stated. Egg production projected to decrease by 26% for the first half of this year. Agriculture Minister Floyd Green says local egg production is projected to decrease by 26% until June. He made the disclosure at a post-cabinet press briefing. According to Mr. Green, the egg industry has been under pressure since Hurricane Beryl last year, which led to the loss of over 43,000 layers hen. He explained that this significant loss has a major impact on egg production on a large scale. He said the government is projecting to produce 95.4 million eggs from January to June, down from the 123 million produced in the similar period last year. He added that the government has already distributed some 50,000 ready-to-lay hens to farmers in an effort to increase production. However, He said companies which use eggs on a large scale would be allowed to import liquid eggs.
The egg industry still remains under pressure. And this pressure started in Hurricane Beryl, where we saw over 43,000 laying heads being lost to Hurricane Beryl. And that has severely impacted our domestic egg production. In fact, not only did we see this amount of loss, but even the birds which survived Hurricane Beryl, as you would have heard from the president of our Egg Farmers Association, went through a period of trauma where they were not laying in their normal production numbers. And this was compounded by the rains that we had to the end of October and all of November, which again affected our production numbers significantly. We are expecting, based on the production numbers that we have forecasted for January to June 2025, we are expecting to see a 26% reduction in our production of eggs. In fact, last year we would have produced 123 million eggs in January to June in 2024. This year we're projecting to produce 95.4 million eggs. We do understand that that also provides some pressure in relation to pricing. We have seen where there's limited supply, some increases in relation to price. It's also providing some pressure in relation to pullet prices. Pullets are ready to lay hens, and we have seen a 5% increase in relation to pullet prices. We are doing a number of things, and we have been doing some things to help the industry. In fact, we would have distributed up to the end of December about 50,000 pullets ready to lay hens across our hardest hit parishes. Again, we have seen some challenges, as I said, with the weather pattern and those pullets and their production numbers. What we're planning to do and what we've started to do is to target our large scale users of eggs and to allow them to be able to import liquid eggs, especially for our baking and hospitality industry, so that will allow more whole eggs for local consumers.
Old Harbour South Councillor calls for transparency in the implementation of Parks program. Councillor of the Old Harbour South Division, Kurt Walt, is raising concern regarding what he says is the lack of transparency and consultation in the implementation of the Shared Prosperity through Accelerated Improvement or Road Network Spark program in the constituency. He claims he was excluded from discussions and his division, Old Harbour South, was omitted from the list of roads posted on the Spark website, despite long-standing road infrastructure challenges in the area. I was informed that no roads in my division would be addressed and that no further action could be taken, he stated. He also said the road patching activities were recently done on the main road leading to the Old Harbour Bay community without his knowledge. The MP should not be authorizing roadworks in my division without prior consultation, as required under the program guidelines, he stated. While I note that the MP Edward Warmington indicated after the local government election that none of his money would be spent in my division, I would like to remind him that I am the elected council for the Old Harbour South. Public funds do not belong to any individual. They are taxpayers' dollars meant to serve all citizens fairly. He further disclosed that he made multiple attempts to engage the MP on the matter, but these efforts were disregarded. Despite reaching out to him on 3 separate occasions, I was dismissed and even had to call abrupt end, he stated. This level of disregard for transparency and good governance is unacceptable. Public resources must be allocated fairly, and the exclusion of Old Harbour South from these much-needed repairs reeks of political bias. He says, having exhausted all formal channel of engagement, he is now taking decisive action to ensure fairness in the execution of the Spark program within the constituency of St. Catherine Southwest. The Spark program is built to improve over 600 roads across the country. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.